check out these tomatoes. No reason behind it. Just found these in my garage and thought I would show you my plastic tomatoes. They we used for my 30th birthday was tomato themed, and I think this like sat on the napkins. Anywho, we'll put these in the background. Today I I want to hang out. Oh my gosh. Let's hang out today and just watch good home tours together on YouTube. Basically, I'll talk while we watch home tours if you like my commentary. I've dug through all of the internet, well, just through YouTube. There are a few that I've already touched base on my channel that I'm not going to talk about today, like Matilda Goad, Laura Jackson, Luke Edward Hall. All of those people, I feel like a lot of you all probably know their home tours, and maybe you know some of these home tours that we're about to watch together. But yeah, I thought we could just hang out and watch home tours. Some of my faves after just digging, you know, digging on YouTube. Actually, what I did is I smoked a little, which I don't know. Smoking is always up in the air for me. Sometimes I like to, sometimes I don't. It depends on my anxiety. But anyways, I smoked a little and then just went through a massive rabbit hole. Am I allowed to say that I smoked pot on YouTube? Is that a thing? Anyways, yeah, it brought me down this giant rabbit hole of finding cool home tours, and now we're going to watch them together. I've already said that. Let's start. Let's hang out. Go get some water. Put it in a weird cup like this. Get yourself some matcha or coffee or whatever you drink. It's 3 p.m. and I'm having matcha, which isn't good, but YOLO. We're watching these videos through multiple channels that I have found, but this one is a pretty obvious channel, Vogue. Just, Vogue. This guy is the editor-in-chief of World of Interiors, and I don't know if you know that magazine, but it is so good. You could buy some vintage ones off of, eBay, but it is such a good magazine because it's really a lot of interiors like his space. But I'm a very big fan of that magazine, and I get a lot of my inspiration from them. They're all over my Pinterest board. I love this place specifically because it doesn't really feel like we're in New York. It feels like we are in Europe somewhere. And this guy just interests me. I'm a maximalist, but I'm a very clean maximalist. Like, I still like organization, and I don't like it to go to this extent, I would say. But I really like this home. I would love to go and stay in this home. I actually would love to meet this man because I'm such a big fan of the world of interiors. I want to incorporate this type of design somewhere. Like, I want to be a little bit more cluttered in a sense. I don't know if anyone's ever really said that. Now let's move over to Home and Garden. This is Carlos Garcia's house. And of course, it's a 17th century English country home. As you all know, I love this style of design. English countryside, British decor, London. I have a huge appreciation for decor happening over on the English countryside or in London or in the UK in general. And what I find interesting about loving this type of design is that I don't fully incorporate it in my home. I really love it on the internet. And then you'll just see bits and pieces of it throughout my home. For example, my outdoor section feels very English countryside. But this is a good spot. Already, the outside of the home. This place feels so warm and inviting. It feels like your grandmother's cottage that's been nicely curated. And there are so many specific pieces I love in this house. For instance, I really love the picture frame bar, and he actually has it in multiple rooms, and that's a very old technique that they used to do. I don't know like what time frame that was, but if in a lot of older homes, even my parents' home have this, there's like a little indent above the crown molding sometimes so that you can like hang pictures. I don't know, those are more like bars. Maybe they came with the house. I'm not too sure. But that is one of the specific things I really love about this spot. And you can tell each piece was carefully selected. Each of his paint colors are actually amazing. I love the paint color in this room. It's like this perfect, like beigey green almost. And he uses a lot of different colors and patterns that I normally wouldn't really delve into. There's a lot of florals, larger florals, and more pinks, which I don't really go down that direction. But what I really love about his whole place is that I feel like every color is kind of entered into the house, whether it's the family room with like reds and pinks, and then there's like blues in other rooms. And I definitely stay away from certain colors. So I like this. I really love it. The thing about this style of home, which I really love, it doesn't incorporate pieces that are, like Knoll or mid-century. And I think that's why I can't fully go down this route of design, because I still like pieces that I guess wouldn't really fit in, but that's why I encourage everyone to kind of mix styles. When I visited London, I was always hanging out in different design showrooms or going to different shops. All of his lampshades and pillows and the fabrics and textiles that are in his home, you saw them all over London. And it's interesting because you don't really see that here at all, but I can recognize some of these lampshades. I'm like, oh, that's from this place, which I was obsessed with. His kitchen is actually making me feel better about my color choice for my bathroom, because I feel like my bathroom did turn out a little like greener than I would have hoped. But now I'm obsessed with it because Carlos has it in his kitchen. Well, it doesn't really necessarily go exactly like that, but I also really love a little curtain over the sink or next to the sink. I really love that, but I just don't think that will ever fit in with my style. Maybe in like a bathroom, but it kind of takes me too it takes me too far into the English countryside. I really like it, and I'm curious if I'll ever be able to incorporate that in my home, because I would. But there's certain things like the baskets hanging from the ceiling, I just wouldn't do that. But that's why we watch these videos, because it gives us inspiration to pull certain things. Not everything, just certain things. Because he's already inspiring me to like pink a little more, I guess. I also love this giant tapestry he put on this wall and then a cabinet in front of it. His bedroom is so femme feeling, and it almost feels like a really old hotel, in my opinion. I love it. I think this is so lovely to stay in, but it's not quite the style direction I would really ever go down. It's like too feminine for me, which I'm trying to like more feminine things. Okay, moving on. Loved that little English countryside home. I think you all know the channel Quintessence. I really love this home by Juan Montoya, and I think his husband is an architect. Oh no, he's the architect. There's an architect and an interior designer in this home, and it's, I think, in the Hudson Valley of New York. But again, this feels like that cluttery look that I'm into. And I really love the stone floor in the kitchen. And this almost feels very cottagey. Like, is this their main home? I don't know. He's wearing rain boots. It feels like it could be vacation home. I will say, I don't love the thing going over the TV. It actually does work, but it's so farmhouse feeling to me. Maybe I do. I don't know. But anyways, I love this room so much. It's so grand, and having fabric up on the ceiling is so ideal with this like really cool fixture. It just feels so cozy, this whole place. What was really cool about this place is the garden that they take you on a tour of. I will say there are some weird like stone structures in the yard, but I'm into it. I think it's just fun when you have a really large backyard to put so much landscaping that it feels like a garden, if that makes sense. Because I don't know, in my future, whenever this happens, I do want like a smaller backyard that's kind of enclosed. But they kind of give me inspiration that you could have a backyard and still make it feel gardeny. Just seems like kind of tough to do. That's a lot of upkeep also, which that's part of the other reason I guess I don't want a really large backyard is the maintenance. But look at that pool. Look at all this. We're back to House and Garden with another interior decorator, Robert Keim. I think that's his name. But anyways, back to Home and Garden because they have so many good little homes. And apparently I really just love touring this style of home a lot. I don't know. I'm really into this like old decor. which I guess I've always been into, but as I've scoured the internet, I do feel like a lot of the tours that I'm drawn to are like this. I don't know. I just don't love a modern home. So I feel like when I'm getting a tour of a modern home, I'm like, this isn't that fun to look at. Like, where is all the personal items? Where are all the things you've collected? But, anyways, I also think I love like an old man that's an interior designer. I just find it super endearing. Another thing I've noticed in like all of these UK styled homes or whatever this style is. What is this style really? It's like old British? I don't know. Anyways, a lot of them have chinoiserie, which I've never really been a fan of, but I'm curious if I'm going to start liking that because I do think it's a fun touch to have on maybe one item in your home, maybe even like tile or a vase. It's inspiring me to get some chinoiserie, I guess. In this tour, it's fun because he shows you all of like the little things that he has collected. And in his bedroom, again, they have the picture frame bar holder, which now I want one of those after watching this again. And like the layering of the art, you know, we're not layering, it's just stacks. I love that actually. And then a canopy bed does feel so cozy and warm. I'm not going to have a canopy bed. I mean, maybe one day, but I, yeah, they just inspire me. Are we enjoying this type of hangout? Is this fun? Like, just like watching things together while I talk? Do you like to hear me talk this much? All right. Okay, this next home, I was going to do a full video on this actually because I really, really love her home. Her name is Pauline Caulfield, and she's an artist. She rents this home, which is cool. It's, of course, in London, and the home used to be a home to other artists. So it's just like this, it's a cool, let's just watch it with me. If you're a working artist, and you get to live and work and live in this like big art loft, that's so ideal. Like that's such a fun way of life, in my opinion. To be able to have space to have a giant table to do art on, to do art, ideal. I keep saying ideal, but this is ideal. I love this place. I love everything that they did to it. They kept it simple, but there's so many unique touches. I love this like weird stack of shelving over here. And then there's this like crazy loft that you can view the downstairs from. And then she has these giant rice paper ball lanterns that I'm sure at night just glow up wonderfully. And I love that there's a window that just looks down onto this artist loft. I mean, she lives by herself. I believe her ex-husband used to live here with her. Imagine living here by yourself, just like creating art. I don't know. It could be depressing also. I feel like artists are kind of depressed, but that's how it goes. Depressed or like mentally ill. Let's take a quick little break to talk about today's sponsor, Copilot. I used to be a huge gym goer. You know, I hit a point where I didn't feel like it was really benefiting me. So at the beginning of the year, I decided to completely switch around my workout routine. Basically, I dropped the gym and started walking. But I realized pretty quickly I wanted more to my routine other than walking. I needed to get toned. And that's when I started using the app Copilot. The app is really great. You get assigned a coach that you get to stay in contact with and helps you develop your own personalized workout routine. For me, I like to stay consistent in my workouts. So having these planned workouts assigned to me, I got to pick my days and how long I wanted these workouts to be, and I get notified when it's time to do them. And I think the best part about Copilot is that you just never have to think about your workouts. They are all planned for you. They're all step by step. They show you exactly what you need to do. If you have questions, you have a coach, and it's all personalized and customizable to my own needs. For example, I said I only want to work out 15 minutes, 3 days a week, and my coach was like, that's great. I love that. Let's do it. Let's put together, a plan that fits what you're looking for in those 15 minutes. Click my Copilot link in the description to get a 14-day free trial and 20% off your first month of personalized fitness if you sign up before February 1st. Thanks again, Copilot, for sponsoring this video. And I'm actually going to do a workout routine right now. Sport. I'm ready. Thanks again, Copilot. You know I love a small kitchen. And I really love her little touches of red throughout this place. You have some red walls, there's red art, the red chairs, there's like the red countertops. I really love that. I've actually been really interested in incorporating red on a larger scale. Well, I guess I have a large like orange rug, but I saw this inspo photo of red flooring in a kitchen and I was really into it. All our Londoners, all these videos in London, I just feel like they aren't scared of color and they use really good colors in their design. I feel like here in America, like the colors we use are, a sage green. But in London, they'll do like a big pop of yellow like this. And now I'm like, should I paint my bathroom that yellow? I'm very confused about my bathroom color if I like it or not. So let me know. I don't know. I feel like people didn't like it that much. And then her outdoor garden is stunning. This is exactly the backyard I want in my future. I mean, I kind of have it on like a very small scale. And also, I don't want to upkeep it. Hopefully, I end up with someone that knows how to cook and knows how to garden. I will take care of everything else. Well, no, I don't want to do finances either. You have to know how to cook, you have to know how to garden, and you also should be able to take care of my finances in the sense of like, I just want you to do my taxes. Is that too much to ask for? Like, I'm decorating a home, you know? That's what you get from me and this. Anyways, look at her TV placement. Isn't that kind of fun down there? Do you think it's like on an arm where it comes up? I also really love her sofa with the red pattern. She likes this pop of red, which I'm so into. Really love her sofas. I love this place. It did deserve its own video, but it's fine. And I love how she just shows off all of these different art pieces that she has from friends, or I don't know. It's cool to be an artist. You know the brand Ganni? Oh my gosh, I'm not going to be able to pronounce her name. Ditte? Ditte? Refstrup? Anyways, this is a Copenhagen brand, Ganni. I feel like you all would maybe know it. But I thought her home was interesting because it's kind of Ganni-esque, but not quite. And Copenhagen is such a cool design hub that I've been very interested in. We visited, Kate and I went last summer, and we loved Copenhagen. It is just such a like clean, fresh area where you can bike and do cool design things. I know there's a lot of like design summits or like events there too. And we actually happened to be there during Fashion Week. Everyone was wearing Ganni and we were like, what's going on? What is this like scene? It was definitely a scene. I think her use of color is super inspiring. I never would think to do, this blue and aqua kitchen. And then she has like crazy curtains and like weird knobs on, the kitchen cabinets. I found this whole home to feel very fresh. Like it feels like it would just be so clean. And that's what I think of when I think of Copenhagen design, just clean and fresh feeling, because that's the vibe the city gave me too. I really, really love the bathroom. This is so cool. I love everything about it. I would love to have an all tile bathroom. I love the blues in here. I want a floor to ceiling tile bathroom, and that's why I need to save up and buy a place so I can do these things, because I don't think my landlord would let me tile the bathroom. But yeah, one of my favorite bathrooms I've seen on YouTube, I guess. I found her uses of light baby blues and grays very inspiring because it's just something I never would do. I don't really lean towards cool tones. And I wouldn't say this house is exactly my style, but again, we're just like watching cool home tours. This kids' room was so interesting to me because it's very simple and clean, but it still has a lot of elements that feel like a child would be in here. And I think what I like most about this approach is that it's super transitional for each stage of life, because I think people decorate, their nurseries or their kids' rooms in a design that doesn't transition as they get older, whereas this feels very easy to do. I will say it's a little minimalist for me, and maybe you could have some more things, but I think in Copenhagen, that's just the way they roll. We're back to home and garden because I just had to. This home I've featured on so many videos. Any of my holiday videos, I have featured this home, and you probably see it all over Instagram. So we just had to show it. It's called Christmas in the Cotswolds with Amanda Brooks. And this house is all over Pinterest because it's so good, especially during Christmas. Imagine spending Christmas here. It's crazy. This room specifically, I think about often. I do. I think it's so good, especially around the holidays. If I'm looking for design inspiration like this, the books filling the bookshelves, what they're meant for, and just all of her touches of the holidays and the quilted stockings. I love the sofa. I mean, you could transition this into any season, but I just specifically love it for the winter. And then look at the outside. That's such a dream. I love the greenery growing around the windows. Sometimes I think I should live on the English countryside. But again, I love this style, but it's not fully me. Oh, this is so good though. Also, I love a little game table. I love a game table. We have a puzzle table in our lake house, and I love a game table with a little lamp. That's so cute. Backgammon. Now I want that. And now, Homeworthy, a Paris apartment of a tabletop designer. So many cool people to learn about through these home tours as well, because a lot of them work within interiors, because that's how you get featured, because you designed your house to look really fucking cool. And yeah, so these are just fun to watch. Very Parisian, a very Parisian styled home. I love the striped wallpaper. I love all of the use of wallpaper throughout this whole place. I think it's so cool and unique. And again, very warm feeling and lots of textures and patterns to be used. I love when people take risks with fabric specifically, like those pink and reddish striped bench seats. Okay, a lot of people using pink. I need to be using pink. But I like that. I like how people incorporate so many fun textiles. I'm very into textiles right now, as you might assume, because I'm working on these shower curtains, and I'm trying to work with a partner that can help me create textiles from scratch, because I'm very into textiles. When I first started college, I was an apparel and textile design major, and then I backed out because I got scared to be in a creative field. But now I'm obsessed with textiles. And so it's like, I don't know, maybe I should have done that. These like grand Parisian ceilings are so fun to me. I mean, look at this view. Just coming out into the balcony. When I stayed in Paris, I went to Paris for 2 weeks. We stayed in, oh, I'm going to butcher it. Okay, I'm going to butcher this, but we stayed in the Parc des Buttes-Chaumont. Such a great location. And we had this like little balcony, just like this one. Well, I guess this is a way different location. But that's what's so dreamy about staying in Paris, is these little views. Should I move to Paris? I do want to go back. I didn't travel at all last year because I traveled so much the year prior, and now I'm kind of itching. And actually, what's my number one destination right now, my choice, is I want to go to Mexico City. So if you're from Mexico City and you know of a cool Airbnb or a place to rent out or just even a guide, that's the goal of this year, is to go to Mexico City. Gosh, my list really is filled with house and garden, design notes, another English country retreat, and I guess this is the Binderton house, which was a former prime minister. Okay. I'm feeling like I need to go to the English countryside because I'm very inspired by this design. And I really like this spot because it feels very dreary in the sense of like lighting and the mood, but it has a lot of colorful and bright aspects to it, like this table setup. Like, look at this room. Like, not my style at all, but I like it in the craziest way. I wouldn't do anything like that, but maybe I do really love when wallpaper matches the headboard. I think that's so fun and unique that it would actually be very tough to do. You'd have to get some custom shit done, but that's cool. Look at this bathroom. Just over the top. Really cool stone and lots of artwork and just a bright, fun bathroom with cool colors. And then it brings you into this. What is this room? This is like the Cara Delevingne circus room. Again, not my style at all, but that's so cool to look at. That's so visually pleasing and unique and just fun. I don't know. Would I feel haunted at this place a little bit? Maybe. And then the kitchen, this like orange and green mix with all the plates on the wall. I think I just like this stuff because I'm inspired to use more color. Why do people in the US not like to use color within interior design? It makes no sense. I have to go to House and Garden to get my inspo. The Modern House is also such a good channel. I'm obsessed with this 1970s glamour house because it's different than what we've been looking at. It's a lot more mid-century. It has a lot of floor to ceiling windows, a lot of wood walls, which is so attractive to me. I'm attracted to a wood wall. And it has a sunken sofa and an indoor pool. Just look at the sunken sofa conversation pit. I've talked about loving a conversation pit before. Very dreamy. I also love a really modern mid-century house like this, a mid-century modern house that has an inner courtyard. And I love when there's windows across the courtyard that you can just look. I don't know, it could be creepy. And I feel like this type of house is kind of in a horror film sometimes. I don't know. See, that's the thing. I will see these like English countryside homes that look so adorable and cozy. And then I see this type of home, a 1970s mid-century home. And I'm like, I don't know which one I like more. Do you? I don't know which side to go to. Not that I have to choose a side, but that, I don't know. Maybe I do like this more. Also, a home that's all one story is kind of fun too. I don't know. Anytime I see an inspiring home, I'm like, that's the type that I want. And then I change my mind. Anyways, I feel like we should just make this kind of like a hangout thing where you can send me cool home tours and we can compile them and watch them together, because that's kind of what I found during my little rabbit hole. And I definitely went down, a specific theme. And I would love to see homes outside of that, more maybe Japanese style homes, maybe more modern style homes, really anything, I guess, just like not London. Well, it could be London too. Like let's just keep this series going because I know there's some great stuff on Homeworthy. The Sunday Times style is really good. I know there's a woman named Elena Tabor, who does apartment tours. Send me cool homes to review. Not review, just to like hang out and talk about. If you like this video, I guess, if we want to continue, I would like to keep it going and just show other cool home tours on YouTube because it's hard to discover these things, you have to really dig. All right, I gotta go. It's 4 and I have like other shit to do. I also am going on a Hinge date tonight. I actually haven't been on a Hinge date since June. All of the other men I've been dabbling in, I've met in the wild. It's kind of crazy, but now we're going on Hinge date because I feel like he's gonna be fun. I think I'm looking to flirt and make eye contact. That's all I want. All right. See you on the next one. Oh, by the way, I'm flying to Waco, Texas on Thursday. So, you know what that means. Okay, bye.